So today we're going to try to one-up the Easter Bunny. And what we're going to do, we're going to try to engrave an Easter egg. And this is a real egg. I haven't done this before, so this is something totally different that we're going to do. But we're going to be using our AP Lazer 4836 for this. And we're going to see what kind of outcome that we can get with an Easter egg. So here we go. So I'm Dwayne from Engraving. On this channel, you're going to learn about laser engraving, you're going to learn about crafting, and you're going to learn about how to grow a business. So if those things interest you, subscribe on the link below. Today, what we're going to try to do is engrave an Easter egg. So what we're going to do is first of all, we're going to get our template ready for the engraving. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get our power settings ready for our engraving. And then we're going to send it over to our laser. So we're going to hop on to the computer now and just get our design ready for the engraving. Okay, so we got our design here. It's just a little happy Easter that we're going to be doing on the egg. So first of all, what we want to do is we want to size it. So right now I've got this set. I know roughly that I'm going to need it roughly about a 1 inch. So I'm just going to bring it down to 1 and then 1.45. So this image I actually got from online. So you can get a lot of different SVGs from online that you can just literally bring it into your Lightburn and trace it. Now this one here, we've already got sized for a template. So you can see over here, if I double click on the layer, it's set here as a line. So we don't want to do line. We want to engrave it, so we're going to fill it. For the settings, I haven't engraved an Easter egg before, so I really don't know. So what I'm going to do is just do a 17 speed, 18 power, 18 power. And this will kind of keep it low, so I don't want to break the egg, because I know these settings won't do too much damage. And then my line interval is actually going to be at 0.003. I use that a lot for most of my engravings, and it's a finer line interval, and make sure that you get a nice clean engraving and there's no distortion in the engraving as well. So 0.003, and I'm just going to click OK. So now the image is ready. We're ready to send this over to the laser engraver now, and yeah, get started on the Easter egg, and hopefully we can make some Easter magic happen. So let's get this sent over to the laser engraver. Okay, so we're here at the shop. We just got some eggs here that my wife Brianne spent the whole night painting. I'm being sarcastic, but anyhow, we tried some dye, some food coloring actually. We couldn't find any Easter kits because we kind of waited too long for this, but we tried some dye and it didn't work out the way that we kind of wanted it. So we used some acrylic paint just to try to get some eggs darker, to get some good contrast on it. So what we're going to do, we're just going to jump right in there, and we're just going to try one of the lighter colored eggs first, just to see what that kind of turns out like. And we got our designs ready on our laptop that I got done. So yeah, we'll jump right in and we'll get started. Let's just put eggie number 1 down. Now we're just going to move the laser head over. Make sure it's not too close. Alright. Now, it's going to be hard to level the egg where it's so curved. So, I'm just going to kind of play with it a little bit to try to get some contrast and try to get a good engraving. So, I'm going to level it to the best that I can. And basically what I'm going to do is just try to make sure that it's going to hit everywhere on the egg. So we may have to play with the settings a little bit. But we're just going to try this one here. I'm just going to start with a low setting because I don't want to burst the egg. Maybe we'll do that later, but we'll see. So let's shoot this one over to the laser. Now we're just going to get it up on the screen to make sure our image is here. We hit enter. Here we got our nice little happy Easter here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to lock it in position. I'm going to hit the origin button. And now I'm just going to frame the egg to make sure that I am going to hit everywhere on the egg. So I'm just going to hit my frame button and the laser is going to put a square around it where it's going to engrave. Just like that. It's pretty quick, but I'm just going to move it down a little bit because I know that it's not the center. And that looks pretty good. Alright. Let's go ahead and start. It was shaking a little bit. So, as we can see, it's shaking, and that's not going to give us a good engraving. So, we're going to give it another shot on the next one. Alright, so that's test number 1. Now, I'm just going to lower down the table so I don't have to move anything. And just take it out. So, it's not the best, as you can see, but the laser was also moving. Alright. I'm going to try this again. I'm just going to put the magnets kind of closer just to make sure it's nice and snug on the egg. This ain't your typical shape. No, definitely not your typical shape. So let's try this again. And I'm just going to frame it again. And now we're going to hit start and try it again. It's looking a little better. Alrighty. So we're just going to see this one. So as you can see, it's a little hard to see. The design's there. But as we have found out, the food coloring is not working. So we're going to go on to an acrylic painted egg. Alright, so we're on to egg number 2. This is the purple colored, acrylic colored egg that my wife Rayanne put together for us. So I think with the contrast of this one, you're going to see it much better because underneath, obviously, the egg is white, and then we got a nice dark purple on the surface. So, and what the laser is going to do, the CNC laser, it's going to basically remove the surface. So it's going to take the acrylic paint off and leave what's underneath. So I'm just going to put this one down and we're going to see how this one works out for us. We're just going to move it up to a height again, the best that we can. And then we're just going to always origin it to make sure that you lock it in place. And then I'm just going to frame it to see the area that it's going to engrave. Alright, so that looks pretty good. So we're going to give it another shot. And start. So it's looking a little better. Again, but I can tell right now that we don't have enough power because it's not taking off all the acrylic paint. So the beautiful part is we can fix that. I can run it again. So that's the good thing about laser engraving is that if you make a mistake and don't move it, you can probably fix it. So you can see on the bottom here that a lot of the paint's not removed, and that's because the laser isn't hitting where it's supposed to on the feet. So that's the hard thing with the egg, where it's so curved. So I'm just going to increase my power a little bit. And I was originally running it at 18 power and a 17 speed, but I'm just going to increase it to a 20 power. So just 3 extra. And then I'm going to go ahead and send that one over. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to lift the Z table a little bit, just to get it closer so I can try to hit these spots down here too. And I'm just going to eyeball it, and I'm just going to hit start again. There we go. It's looking a bit better. Still not the greatest, but we do have a happy Easter. So we still missed some of the feet down at the bottom, and I'm not going to hurt it any by running it again, I don't think. I haven't engraved an egg before, so I haven't engraved an egg before, so I really don't know. But I'm going to run it again just to try to get the last bit of the acrylic on the feet so we can get a good picture here. So once again, I just eyeballed it. I'm going to move it closer again, and I'm going to rerun it. And here we go. So I'm just going to adjust up some more really carefully. And I'm just going to hit start and run it again. And there we go. It's finally starting to take the faint away. So I think the most important part, you can see that it's coming out really good now. So the most important part is I didn't move anything when I was engraving this. So I left the egg there. I just tried different powers. It's something that I haven't done before, and probably something that you haven't done before. So don't be scared to try different things. And we wanted to try to make some Easter magic here, and I think we just did, because we just got the full engraving to come out, and we'll show you in a second. But most importantly, don't be afraid to try something new, because if you try it and it's too light or if it's too dark, you know that you have to make adjustments to your settings. So don't be scared to try, because it's always learning every day, and that's what I do. So let's just hold this egg up and just see. So as you can see, we've got a good contrast, and I ran it 3 times. I didn't bust the egg, but we got a good solid engraving there. So we did make some Easter magic happen, and we've got our first egg, something I haven't done before, so maybe we'll do some later on. Who knows? So that was fun. That was something that we haven't done before. And we do this every day. We do different things that we haven't done before. So that's the beautiful thing about laser engraving, is that you get out, you try different things. We didn't break an egg, so I mean, that was good. But it was the point of trying, and I think the most important thing with laser engraving is trial and error. So it's just about finding different things to do, to obviously just try different things, and just don't be scared to try different things, because obviously with the Easter egg thing, that was something totally new that I did. I've engraved on hundreds of different materials that you can do with the AP Lazer, but Easter eggs are something that I haven't tried, and I'm glad that we did. I hope you liked it too. So I think that we did pretty well, but leave a comment below if you think that we won up the Easter Bunny.